is Rachel from Red Ant Fashions. I saw a video someone posted yesterday or the day before, I don't know, sometime this week, of this artist that's a really amazing batiking artist, and she was really sad because all these people are commenting and posting and sending her emails that her stuff is too expensive, and it was really kind of sad. If you can't afford people's artwork, don't buy it. You don't really have to criticize them or insult them. I know that growing up, I worked with my mom, who owns her own hat company, and everything is crocheted out of natural fibers as well as synthetic fibers. We deal with a lot of hemp and cotton and raffia, and everything's all crocheted. It's all handmade, hand dyed, and we come up with the designs ourselves. And my mom, when I would do fairs with her, people used to come up to the booth all the time and tell me that their grandmother or their aunt or their whoever, their nana, crochets, and they could do it for them, so they felt our stuff was too expensive. And I don't know, I never really took it to heart. I guess for me, just because I guess I'm a little bit more bitchy, my attitude was about it was, go fucking ask your grandmother to make it and get out of my face. I don't really care if your grandma can make it. If your grandma can make it, that's awesome. That is totally great. Go buy all of the materials and make her find the time to make it for you. I guarantee you it's not going to look the same as the way that I make it. And B, it costs just as much to buy all of the materials and figure out the patterns and then make it yourself as it does to already buy it already made by the artist. The other big thing I think that people forget is that when you're buying something from somebody, not only did they put their blood, sweat, and tears in it, their techniques, their experiences in it, you're meeting the person that actually made the garment or the item. You're not like buying it off of a Nordstrom's rack. You're getting involved with the person that actually made it. It's not manufactured. There's something to be said for that, because now you're a part of their world, you're a part of their experience, and you're taking home a piece of their story. So there's a lot more to it when you're purchasing handcrafted items from an actual artiste. So I think that's something to think about. And that's great, you're right. You can look at anything and take it home and make it yourself. You absolutely can if you're clever and unique that way. Everyone has a grandma somewhere that knows how to sew or quilt or crochet, that knows how to do all the stuff that everyone else knows how to do. But unfortunately, not everyone's grandma has the time to sit around and make it for you. And not just that, but they don't have the money to throw it together just because you want it. And if you do, that's awesome. But stop bothering other people about how your grandma could do it and then tell them that their stuff is too expensive. Obviously, you've never taken the time to make it yourself. So, there you have it. Sorry, that's just kind of a pet peeve of mine. I just think it's really rude and ill-mannered to go up to artists and say really rude things like that. I think that when people do that, if they do lack manners. And the only thing I want to say is, didn't your mother teach you any kind of common sense or manners? Like, I wouldn't go up to you and tell you that your clothes are funny or you did your hair wrong and you should do it differently. It's just rude. It's ill-mannered. It's not polite. You know, people work really hard to create things and express themselves through art. And some people, this really is how they make a living. You should be respectful of that, because there's a whole entire thread of stories that come along with each garment that people put out there. It really is a part of who they are. You get to go home with that. And if you're privileged enough to meet the artist that actually did it, you should learn to be a little bit more grateful about that, because they're sharing a piece of themselves. And that takes guts. And that takes being willing to be vulnerable and put yourself out there. And that in itself is very brave, and something that I think people should have a little bit more respect for.